Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. Steve Sipress here. I heard a rumble of thunder about half an hour ago in my office, and we have an Air Force base kind of nearby, and there's always planes going overhead and helicopters, and I was like, maybe it was a plane. And then it started raining. We actually had a thunderstorm, very rare here in usually way too sunny and way too hot southern Arizona. Not way too sunny today. You can see the storm clouds behind me and the flag still blowing in the fierce wind. It has died down a lot since the rain stopped, at least temporarily, and definitely not way too hot with this breeze. It's probably not even about 90, probably in the 80s, which again for us down here, way below the norm, and certainly way below what we can handle. But anyway, it is Topical Tuesday, and what's in the news? I saw that ratings came out from last week for, I guess they come out weekly for the cable TV news, and CNN, fourth. What? Fourth? I don't even know. How many people can even name 4 cable news channels? What the heck? I mean, CNN, I remember when CNN came out, CNN was it. That was it. That was the place you went if you wanted to get the news, and you didn't want to have to wait till the 6 p.m. or 11 p.m. evening news. There was no Twitter or Facebook or internet or whatever. You went to CNN. It was trusted. It was predominant. It was the powerhouse. And then Fox News came along, and after a little bit, Fox News became number one in cable news, but not because of a reason other than the splintering on the CNN side, the liberal, progressive, Marxist, socialist, communist, whatever you want to call it side, where you had, still do have CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, all the major news skews biased way to the left, or at least to the left, some of them way to the left, and still on the right, pretty much all you had was Fox News. So Fox News gobbling up half of the viewers, half the country, conservative and half liberal, so half the country that wants to watch cable news will be watching Fox News, and half the country will be all splintered up between a bunch of different outlets. So CNN dropped below Fox News, but what the heck, now they've dropped below MSNBC on the left, and they dropped below Newsmax, another conservative outfit on the right. Newsmax now, this is a tangled weave here, a perfect storm, if you will. Newsmax capitalizing on the Fox News ridiculousness, for whatever reason they were forced to in a lawsuit or whatever, to fire the number one personality, the number one show on all of cable TV news, Tucker Carlson, 2-3 weeks ago, whatever. That show lost that time slot for Fox News with whoever's replaced it, I don't know, has lost about half the viewership. So Newsmax, another conservative outlet, got a bump, a few 100,000 bump or whatever from their normal low viewership. And so Newsmax bumps up a little bit because of Fox News's ratings and viewership fiasco, probably bottom line for money, and for their deep state, elitist, establishment leaning, leaders and donors and advertisers and backers. They did the right thing, but for popularity and for ratings, viewers, big mistake getting rid of Tucker Carlson. So a whole bunch of viewers just exited Fox News, the conservative side, went to Newsmax. So that got pumped up. And then the mistake last week by CNN, they had a town hall with Donald Trump. It's pretty much the same mistake Bud Light made by putting an ad out with a cross-dressing guy, prancing around. I mean, I can't imagine that any men like that guy or any women. He makes fun of women, basically, insults men, or especially men that love women, by insulting women and making fun of them. He insults the men that love women. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. So Bud Light, once vaunted, unquestionable American, flannel shirt, Clydesdales, beer belly, farmer, factory working American blue collar guy at the bar, give me a Bud. I know that Bud Light sales, or is it Bud or Bud Light, down like 20-30%. And I've talked about it, if you ask me, they're only that high because of contracts, because of agreements. I mean, they're in a lot of stadiums and a lot of, arenas and hotels probably, and bars and restaurants where they have contracts, they have agreements, like they're a little tough to cancel. Can't cancel some of the long-term ones in the arenas and stuff yet, but so I think those sales will continue to go down. And Bud Light as a brand is in big trouble. But Bud Light made that mistake of trying to attract a totally different market, and therefore they alienated and insulted their main core market. Well, CNN just did the same thing. They said, oh, I know, let's put Trump on a town hall here. We'll attract some conservative viewers. Like, hello, did you not just see what Bud Light did? I mean, as the saying goes, hold my beer. Here comes CNN, puts on Trump. Now, first of all, temporarily gets a huge bump. Over 3 million people watch the town hall. It's the biggest night in all of cable news, and they're number one. And CNN has its biggest night in years, and yet immediately, I think it was even the same night, Anderson Cooper, one of the CNN's probably biggest talent, most well known, he comes out and he says, that I can't believe we had Trump on here. You have my permission to never watch this station again. Oops, hello. So, and this just upsets so many CNN viewers. How dare you have Trump on there? Oh, he lies. Oh, in other words, code word for he tells the truth. We can't stand the truth. We don't like free speech. You can't have a guy on there that says things that we've been brainwashed to believe. Like, I know, voting did you know voting is the only area in all of human existence where there is no fraud? It's amazing. You can't question the election at all. Elections are totally clean and fair and honest. It's the only area of all of human existence that's fair and clean and honest. So, of course, voting, you can't question that. You can't point out the fact that there are all kinds of ridiculous things going on. Now the Durham report comes out showing how Hillary Clinton colluded with the whole deep state and the intelligence agencies and whatever to rig, to use Donald Trump's word, to rig the election. Oh, but no. Well, Donald Trump is lying about the rigged election, and January 6th was the first and only of all time insurrection without weapons. Whoa, they plan to overthrow the government by just walking around with a flagpole? Like, okay, they beat up a few Capitol Police or whatever and broke windows and did whatever. Like, that's gonna overtake the government? That's an insurrection? I don't think so. So Trump comes out, tells kind of the truth. CNN viewers go crazy. No, we've been brainwashed to not have to hear that stuff. That's why we watch CNN. We don't want the truth. We don't want to know what actually happens in the world. We want to stay in our little cocoon. So they revolt and they exit from CNN, and CNN now drops to fourth. Oh, the wind's picking up a little here. Can you hear me? Time to end the video anyway. So CNN drops to fourth by doing the similar thing to Bud Light, going after, trying to think they can attract people from outside their core audience, their core market, without alienating and losing people from their core market. So that's the business lesson. I've said it over and over here, mostly with Bud Light, but now add CNN into the mix. As a business owner, you might be thinking, well, we have mostly this type of person who buys from us, who is our customer, or our patient, our client, our member, whatever it is to your business. I think we ought to try everything we can to attract a total opposite type of person. Well, be careful, okay? First of all, there's a lot more of whoever is in your core, classic, typical, loyal customer, client, patient, member. Go after more of those. Get more, like attracts, like get more, get referral, get more of the people that are your core. Don't go outside. You have a chance, unless you do it somehow miraculously, you're gonna alienate your core. So sure, for one night, CNN, boom, number one, because Trump, first of all, the conservatives must all tuned in to see Trump because they love him. But then, come on now, who doesn't Tune in to see the Trump show. You never know what this guy's going to say. He says ridiculous things, says funny things, says interesting things, tells the truth, which CNN, again, not allowed on CNN. Of course you're going to tune in for that. And yet, so maybe they were stupidly celebrating, look what we did, how good that is. And then as soon as Trump is gone and all those conservatives are gone the next night, and you're back just to the lineup of Marxist, communist, liberal, progressive, whatever you want to call them, some of those are gone. Because they said, what'd you do? You had Trump on. We no longer like CNN. We're going to MSNBC. Or we're going to watch one of the networks. Or we're just going to watch YouTube videos. We're just not going to do it at all. So, big mistake as a business owner. Please, 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 please. Do not ever think, gee, I really think we ought to start attracting people that are the opposite of our core audience, our core clients, customers, patients, members, whatever it is to you, and therefore you run the risk and the almost certainty of alienating and losing your core. Oops, Bud Light, big mistake. Now CNN, another big mistake. You'd think there's somebody at CNN. I know there's plenty of CNN people in the marketing department with college degrees and MBAs from big fancy universities. You would think at least one of them would know something about the real world and would have real life. Well, actually you wouldn't, but too bad that most big corporations don't. But as a small business owner, you do. You have a feel. You are a man or a woman of the street, of the school of hard knocks. You've built your business, or you bought a business, you run a business, whatever it is. If you're in the trenches or close to it at all, you ought to have the pulse of your core audience, your customers, your clients, your patients, your members, and therefore your core prospects. That's enough. Don't go doing something lunatic to try and attract someone who's the opposite of that. Learn from CNN, learn from Bud Light. Don't be that guy. Anyway, if you want help with this or anything to do with advertising, marketing, and sales for your small business, you can go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll get on a quick call and I'll point you in the right direction. Otherwise, I thank you for being here live. I thank you for watching on the replay, and I will catch you again tomorrow. On World Wide Web Wednesday, we'll be talking about making money for your business using the internet. Internet. What is it? It's the internet. Long day talking to a lot of people. That's enough. Adios. Thanks for being here today.